Tommy Bridewell, welcome back to Bennetts Social.
Thank you for
Notice
having me.
I said welcome back there because you've been on this channel more times than anyone else recently. Multiple times, just because everyone wants to hear from you.
Understandable, completely understandable.
First of all, how are we? Have a good Christmas, good New Year, everything all good?
Yes, thank you. No, it's all been good. Been lovely. It's always nice after such an intense season of like 2023 you look forward to having an amount of time off. But obviously, unfortunately, being a bike racer, you're always then thriving for better. So you sit down and you eat crap food for a week, and then that rolls into 2 weeks, and then before you know it, you think, gosh, I've got to get back training. So this winter just gone, I actually did have a month of just normality, you know, no training every day. I'm an active person anyway, so it's not like I piled on a heap of weight, but it was nice to just almost, if you kind of follow my socials as well, you know that I've got a bit of land in everything going on, so it was nice to catch up with a load of jobs that needed doing that I've still not finished. So yeah, but it's nice to be back to training and just motorbikes, you know, it's what my life is. So it's nice it's almost nice to have to click the switch in my brain again to go, right, Tom, you're a professional motorcycle racer and this is your job, and it's what I thrive on. So yeah, nice to get back active to it.
First few months as a Honda employee, how have you found it? Has it been a bit of a whirlwind?
No. Do you know, there's a bit of a stigma around Honda because it's a factory supported corporate business, and it is an exceptionally professional thing here for definite. But I'm myself, and in truth, I think the fit has been really good. Because I think it's like anything, you always need someone to relentlessly wind people up and have fun, and I'm certainly that person. So I like to see everyone here smiling and enjoying, you know, such an amazing business and an amazing sport we're in.
I think it's fair to say that you've just come back from Spain. We'll call it a test. It wasn't really a test, it was probably just getting back up to speed again on a bike. But how did you find it? How was the new Fireblade? Because I know you've ridden it as a super stock bike, but also as a real bike as well. So,
yes.
So how was it?
Yeah, so obviously, winding the clock back very briefly, I had a quick run out on the 2023 bike, super bike, in December. But we were struck with bad weather, so it was not that beneficial. I had a good understanding of the let's say the 2023 spec bike, and then when I jumped on the 2024 spec bike, there was a lot of question marks because obviously Honda do things where they're quite quiet, so they're confident with what they've produced, but they're probably like to get the feedback before they make noises about stuff. So I didn't know really much what to expect. I knew there was these obviously split throttle bodies in more power, in different chassis flex and so on. But it was kind of a, right, jump on the bike, Tom, and see what you feel. Tell us honest answer. And it was really positive, really different, really different. I think the way the characteristics of the bike are now, it rides so calm, so smooth and so relaxed, and for me it's something I've always wanted, is the split throttle bodies. Other manufacturers obviously have it, but the way Honda have done it is so strong that it gives you so much feeling with the throttle and so much encouragement. You can get on the throttle so early and so aggressive because the split throttle bodies obviously just drops two throttle bodies, you know, drops so much power out. I think it's going to be such a big step for us because tyre life for the rider and everything, exciting, really exciting. Obviously in Portimao I was on the road bike, and then in Andalusia I was on a pretty much a ready to race super stock bike, which we now know, you know, we've seen in previous, you know, years that the super stocks aren't that far off of superbike times in truth, because they're running slicks and so on. And in truth, in Andalusia, we were fast, we were strong straight away. And I think I've probably realised that actually riding a V4 motor for the past 5 years. My riding style still I want to work on. I feel good, I'm fast, I'm strong on it, on the Honda, but there's a lot of areas that I really want to experiment to see if I can gain more or not. But it was a very positive run out because we had 3 days of really perfect weather.
Do you feel like potentially that it's wet your whistle? I say wet your whistle, it's a bit of a northern phrase that, but is that the test that you've had really invigorated you coming into the start of the season? Because obviously, as people know, you've had no time on a superbike.
No.
It's the same as for everybody else, really. But you've had no time. So does that make you feel confident, or are you a little bit nervous heading into the season after the test that you've had?
It's weird. You're right in asking that question, to be honest, because it kind of sums up everything in some sense. I am full of confidence within the bike, within Honda, within the super stock bike. But the nuisance I've got is because of the rules of British Superbikes, I'm not allowed to ride the Superbike. And the Superbike is a big step advanced than what the super stock bike is. Obviously, Dean Harrison is able to ride it because of obviously him doing the TT in Northwest. So in Spain, he was obviously on his road bike. And the feedback from him was absolutely positive, mega positive. But I feel like I need time to adapt, and I feel like I need laps. I think we can see it in World Superbikes, in some riders haven't adapted like you would think. So why am I an exception? I feel full of confidence and I feel full of expectation of going to round one and being strong, but in the same aspects there is an element where I'm a little bit, not nervous, because that's completely the wrong word, but I just want to get on the superbike. I'm eager to get on the superbike because that's my bread and butter. That's what I know. That's how I work. There's a lot of ways to make a superbike good and bad, and I know the direction I like. And I've just not had. We've not been able to. I've not been allowed to have my time to adapt to the bike, to the team really as a superbike, because, like I say, they're so different. So I'm eager to get on the superbike. Kind of really just hoping and praying that the weather for the first Donington test is going to be good for us, because otherwise it could cause a little bit of a spanner in the works, in all honesty. I think there's a lot hinging on the Donington test for me, because it allows me 2 days to get really acquainted with the superbike and the team. If the weather doesn't allow us, then maybe we'll have to kind of look at trying to make some fast alternative plans.
Talking about that Donington test, if the weather plays ball, how busy of a 2 days will it be for you? Like you just said there, you need laps. And I think from what I can gather, if it's going to be anything like last year, it's going to be condensed sessions, so maybe 3 or 4 40-minute sessions or whatever.
Correct.
So there's going to be a lot to test in a quite a short window of time. Yes. Is that making you, like I said, I keep saying a bit nervous, but are you going to have set plans as to what you need to test and what you need to work on? I think it's strange because we've got a brand new bike. We've not got material to test. We have, but it's not probably going to be like new links, new this and new that and so on. It's more of a time for me to ride the bike. I probably would look at taking the first half of the day to just ride the bike. Then I would then look at going right chassis changes and so on, where doing chassis changes can take two days. You could take 2 days to do that. So I've got half a day. Then I would probably look the following day to refine the chassis and then start on electronics. And also with all of that, I'm learning the bike and adapting my riding style. The Honda carries more corner speed. The new bike is phenomenal on the brakes. I don't think I've rode a bike you like it, in truth. You can brake so aggressive and so late and so hard, and the rear wheel is still on the ground, where for so many years I've been fighting such a thing to try and stop the bike, where now it's like, oh, bloody hell. I think I said to the guys, I feel like I'm pulling the brake that hard, it's like I feel like I'm going to snap the bloody front out of the thing.
So yeah, I need to learn all these things, and 2 days in Donington is tough because I'm not able to be free. You know, everyone's there, and rightly so. There's a number one on the front of the bike. There's expectation. Bloody hell, why is Tom not fastest from lap one? It's what I expect, you know, but it is what it is.
How's the relationship with the teammates? So obviously you've gone from being a one-man band at Oxford Ducati to being a two-man band at PBM, and now being part of a six-man band. Multiple people.
Bikes and riders bloody everywhere. There's a lot of people.
How are you finding it?
Honestly, different. Yeah, different. Not in a. I don't say that in a negative way, but yeah, I think it's fair to say that, you know, Motor Rapido was obviously a one-rider team. The whole team emphasis was built around me, and it was great. And then obviously with PBM, again, it was obviously just the two riders. But with Honda, it's different because, in truth, yes, there's multiple riders, but obviously you've got the road side, then you've got Jack on the super sports side, and then in truth, in BSB, it's me, Andrew, and Dean. So they're both lovely lads. Well, all of the guys are lovely lads. It's just sort of, it's just adapting, shall we say? So we're right at the minute.
Keeping on their right side.
Yeah, for a minute or two.
Yeah. Dean, obviously you mentioned it there, he's the only man to test the superbike. Have you spoken to him much about it? Have you thrown your 10 pence worth into him as well with sort of your ideas or what you think he should be trying? Or
100%. It seems that Dean has quite a similar kind of request, by the sounds of it, what I would request, which is nice, because it kind of seems like he likes a stronger front end feeling, which is what I like. But I know he'll probably tell you with him doing an interview, but he kind of got a little hampered because obviously he had to do some tyre testing.
Yeah, for Metzler.
Yeah, which obviously then kind of lost him quite a bit of time to really set the bike up. But I've done a lot of watching in Andalusia when Dean was out on track on the superbike, and it sounded and looked so stable. The split throttle bodies on the superbike were really, turn one, if you know Andalusia, is quite a hard right-hander where you're on the edge of the tyre a lot, and I could hear Dean picking up the throttle straight away on the split throttle bodies, and it just seemed like he was able to really build the throttle and with a lot of confidence. And from listening into his debriefs with his crew chief, he was nothing but positive. So yeah, I think that's probably what gives me the encouragement of knowing that, you know, I expect it to be a strong bike.
Last couple of questions from me then before we let you get off for your cup of tea. This weekend, last weekend, we saw round 2 of World Superbike at Catalonia, and the HRC bikes were...
They ain't finished yet.
They're still going round probably. Do you look at that and worry a little bit as to what it might be in BSB, or do you not really care because it's so different? So different,
yeah. It's hard because obviously, yes, from a viewer's perspective, you would all probably go in, bloody hell, Tom's up against it. But the problem is in World Superbikes is, in truth, a lot of the problem is electronics. I can't tell you what HRC are doing wrong or correct or what, I don't know. You know, I'm not inside the garage, so I don't know. But the way BSB rules are is if you've got a strong motor, a chassis that does everything relatively correctly, the electronics is all controlled, so there's no advantage or disadvantage for any team as such. Yes, there is if you've got a strong electronics technician, there's little quirky bits you can do, but nothing in World Superbikes in truth is remotely relevant to what we are doing. If I'm honest, I think you've seen it in the past that World Superbikes have struggled, you know, well, Honda has struggled in World Superbikes previously, where in BSB the bike's been winning, you know, the 2023 or when Glenn was on it in 22, finished second in the championship, and I followed Glenn a lot in 22, and I could see the bike was doing everything really good. I rode that bike, the 23 bike, which was obviously a better again, and I've rode the new bike and gone, bloody hell, this is really good. So I kind of look at that and not what they're doing in Worlds.
I suppose though you can take heart from someone who's told you're never going to win on a BMW. What have you gone to BMW for? You've only gone there for the money. A lot of people have said that about you joining Honda. So I suppose you can take heart from that and go, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
100%, yeah. Top Rack's a phenomenal rider, isn't he? He's unbelievable. But yeah, it gives you that fire in your belly for definite. And yeah, there's people that would kind of go, bloody hell, why's Tom done that? Well, the fact of the matter is I've done it because I wanted to, and I'm excited to prove a lot of people wrong. Thanks, Harv. If you just like to leave it there, that'd be brilliant.
No problem. It's tea, 1 sugar.
Fantastic.
Yorkshire tea, how you like it?
Drinking Yorkshire tea?
Oh, only Yorkshire tea, yeah. Only Yorkshire tea for me.
Well, we better not let that go cold. But anyway, Tommy Bridewell, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. I'm sure we'll catch up during the year, but good luck in 2024 with Honda Racing.
Thank you. Pleasure's all mine.